Hey, hey, DJ, how you doing? Oh, I think DJ is on mute.
Oh,
There you go.
how's it going? Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
I love
Happy
it. I love it.
holidays. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays to you. I love your hat.
It's sparkly. Can you see? It's sparkly.
I know I couldn't find a hat, but Courtney was able to give me this little lace. So I'm very, very happy about this. I'm
Nice.
feeling slightly festive. Not as festive as you,
Slightly.
though.
Yep. Santa in the back. Well, thank you again, everyone, for joining us for our 34th episode of Yuntaku Live here in December 2020. What a year it's been, and we're so excited to bring you a lot of so many different contents, topics that we were able to talk about this year. And remember, yes, please, like Janine, comment in the, tell us where you're coming in from. And Linda, of course, our Andagi posse in the house. But thank you again to everyone for continuing to join us for all of these Tuesday night Yuntakus. I really feel like we spent a lot of time getting to know our audience, and it's just something we have a lot to look forward to in 2021 too. Yeah, DJ.
And it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. It's Friday, right?
Oh,
Christmas.
I know. Oh, I thought you meant today, and I was like, oh no, it's not Friday yet. No, but Christmas is Friday. Yes, this year we have Christmas Eve. We have a 4-day weekend for those of you who get the Eve off. And then next week we also have another. This is going to be a major 4-day weekend, 2 4-day weekends in a row for some people. But really excited to Meri Kurisumasu. Hi everyone, and
Hey Cheryl and hey
happy
Jason,
holidays.
thanks for joining us all the way from San Jose again.
We
Love it.
just wanted to say thank you to everyone, and please continue to subscribe, and donate. We
Yes.
are continually thankful that we have so many wonderful viewers and people who support the HUOA this year. It has been quite a fabulous year, in terms of things that we were able to accomplish despite the global pandemic. So
Absolutely. Yep.
yep. We're not quite out of the woods yet, though. I want to remind people to please not gather in big, it's really hard for us, especially in our Uchinanchu community, to not gather in big groups. But
Especially during Christmas time, right? So hopefully, everybody out there kind of have a little bit more of a subdued family event, and then use your, take advantage of your Zoom and Facebook portal, yeah,
yep,
and still
I got,
stay in touch with family. We're planning to open presents at our family house, and have the Facebook portal on, so my family can join in and
yeah,
watch as the kids open up presents. Nothing for me
yeah,
though,
for
as
sure, for
usual.
sure. But yeah, learning how to use all different kinds of devices so we can kind of still talk to each other, right? And have them. Hi, Karen. So we see Waikele, San Jose, we got Salt Lake. But thank you all for joining us. We do want to let you know that we do have more events coming up in January 2021. Patrick Miyashiro will be installed as our new HUOA president next year, and I'm super excited. For those of you who don't know Pat, you will definitely get to know him. And many people already know him in our community because he is what I call the Ondagi man. He's part of Ginowan Club and has been active with HUA for years. We're really excited to have Pat kind of taking the helm of leadership. We will be doing an online celebration for the Uchinanchu of the year. This will be on just like here, just like how you're watching here. It'll be on 2 p.m. on January 16th, 2021. That's a Saturday. You can watch on our HUA Facebook or YouTube page. And for those of you who are here on Oahu, we are having a celebration package that you can purchase so that we can all get our bentos together. They'll come with a little favor. And you can order those really easily right on our HUA website, which DJ has right there.
Yep. Just right
So
on the homepage, and if you scroll down, you'll see the beautiful photos of the
hmm,
bentos. Yeah,
I couldn't
that you could
decide.
pre-order.
So I
Just
ordered
get
both.
both.
Yeah.
Makes sense. That makes sense.
Uh, but bento A is shoyu pork, mochiko chicken, fish and vegetable tempura, chicken nishime, and rice with furikake and takuan. And then the bento B has tofu and goya champuru, shoyu pork, yakisoba, and rice and furikake with the Okinawan sweet potato. So looks very,
That
very
looks
good.
amazing.
Yes. So thank you to everyone. Of course, and we also have our online marketplace still going on and our HUOA virtual craft fair. So for those of you who know our craft fair and love our craft fair, we have a lot of vendors who come back year after year. Well, many of those vendors, they couldn't do the traditional holiday craft fair circuit this year. So many of them have online stores. And the online virtual craft fair that we're doing is actually going, we started it back in November 15th, and we're going all the way through January 15th, because we know a lot of people, once the holidays are over, it's like your chance to finally settle down and get something for yourself. So if you go to our HUOA.org website and you click on that red square there, right, it says HUOA Virtual Craft Fair, it'll take you to our directory. And these are all the vendors that supported our very first virtual craft fair. So please go ahead and support them. Many of them most of them have websites. Some of them only have like emails or phone numbers, so you can call them, have them, figure out, pick up, drop off, or whether next craft fair is going to be. A lot of them are getting really, creative, and they're like doing drop offs at certain points. And I think a lot of people, I'm hoping, there's many of us who got our Christmas gifts on here too. So,
Good time to do New Year's omiyage too for work
yes,
and family.
yes. And then I got a bunch of stuff from, actually people who are on here, I saw at the Mililani farmers market. And so I bought a bunch of stuff because they were at the farmers market. So I bought them a bunch of stuff, but I did tell them I saw them on the virtual Okinawan craft fair. So
very nice.
Yeah. So this will be up until January 15th. So please, for those of you who are able, please shop through our virtual craft fair and let the vendor know that that's where you found it. That's where you found their website too. So, okay. Well, I just wanted to mention, and I don't know, DJ, if you every year, and this is something that's kind of more behind the scenes. Every year, all of the volunteers who volunteer for the Hawaii Okinawa Center, we usually do a nice Christmas lunch for them, and it's their time to get together. We usually have lots of people, but because of the pandemic, we couldn't really do it the way we normally do it this year. And it's really a thank you, especially from our board members, to the many volunteers who help the day-to-day operations of the Hawaii Okinawa Center. This year they did a drive-through, and I don't know.
That's right.
Yeah, DJ, were you there?
It went great. Yeah. So I was there with Pat and along with John and the office staff. It was great. It was wonderful. Pat was manning the front, waving everybody in, but we had, I don't know, 20, 30 cars kind of just, drive throughout the couple hours. It was great. Had wonderful gifts. And I took videos of it. So I intend on putting together a short video. But I mean, really, thank you so much to the volunteers. We have, I think, over like 80, I was told, volunteers that kind of work regularly throughout the year, taking care of our garden and, our office. So big kudos to them. And thank you so much for your support. And this is, kind of a small way to show our token of appreciation, but really deeply appreciate everything that you do for us. Yeah.
Mahalo to our volunteers. Okay. So without further ado, today we have some very special guests who are going to share a lot of history and knowledge. I personally learned a lot from them, just really setting up for this call today. But we'd like to bring on Iroha and Itsuki Mochida. And we're going to talk to them about, hi, say.
How's it going, Iroha, Itsuki?
Genki?
How are you?
Good.
Hey,
Very good.
Yeah, I'm good too.
So you guys lived in Tokunoshima, right? Which is part of the Amami Islands.
Yes.
And my understanding that they have a very different language from Japanese and even different from Okinawan language, right? How do you say hello in Tokunoshima language?
Hello is Kyugamera in Tokunoshima.
Q
Kyugamera.
Gamera. Okay. Wow, we're
So,
gonna
so
learn
if you
all kinds of
say
new words.
Q gamera, then would I say Q gamera back?
Yeah, yeah, I think so.
So both men and women.
Yes, same.
Okay.
Oh, that's awesome. And then how do you say thank you?
Thank you. We have there are some regional differences even within the Tokunoshima Island, but we have oboradani or oboradaren.
Oburadani, oh, very
Obura.
awesome, very awesome. Oburadani and then obura damen.
Yes.
Wow.
Oh, got it, got it.
Very, very
It
different.
might take a little bit for me to remember that, but I'm gonna practice. So we are so excited to have you, and Amami is not too far away from Okinawa, and we're gonna talk about that a little bit later. But not too far away from Okinawa, but the music and the culture is very different, right?
Yes, Amami Islands are kind of located between the mainland Japan and Okinawa. So it has both influence from these areas, and it also like the unique culture develops within the islands. And even within the islands, like each island has different languages or different cultures. So there are a lot of regional differences as well. So I think it's really interesting area to focus, to look at.
Yeah. So I had to look at the map actually before we started talking, and just so everyone knows, so there's Okinawa. Just like Okinawa has many different islands, right? So there's Amami Islands, and it's many different islands. And you guys grew up on Tokunoshima, right? Or
Yes,
okay.
Tokunoshima Island. We were actually originally from the mainland side of Kagoshima
Okay.
prefecture, but we spent a lot of time of our childhood on the Tokunoshima Island, which is one of 8 islands of Amami
Oh,
Islands.
kind of like Hawaii has 8 different islands.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Can you tell us a little bit about yourselves? So tell us, like you kind of got into, where you're from, uh, what, what you're doing here in Hawaii, and what brought you here to Hawaii.
Um, so I'll go first because I'm the big sister. I'm Iroha Mochida. I've been in Hawaii since 2017, and I went to Kapiolani Community College, and I transferred to Manoa, and the next semester is going to be my last semester, so I only have half year staying in Hawaii. But I'm studying Asian studies, and particularly focusing on Japan and Southeast Asia, because I wanted to study about the Ryukyu Islands area actually. So I took a lot of Okinawan history classes or Ryukyuan language classes at UH, and I participated in different events in Okinawan community, and yeah, so I'm really interested in cultural studies. That's why I came here, because Hawaii is melting pot, and there are a lot of different cultures that I can experience and observe.
So this is a photo of you guys. Trying to guess what year this is, but you guys look pretty young.
Yeah, it's very young, and I have a short hair.
Can you guess about how old are you?
This is probably like 10 years ago or something, 10 or 9 years ago.
Nice.
And this is in Tokunoshima?
Yes.
Oh, kawaii, kawaii.
How are you? You guys look so cute. Oh, we'll recognize it.
Yeah, definitely.
This is just a couple years ago.
Did you guys often go to? Oh, wow!
That is an awesome photo.
To explain this photo to us.
This is a photo that we take at the studio when I had a coming of age ceremony. in Japan, and I'm holding this sanshin, and then my brother is holding actually arfu from the Chinese instrument. At that time, he was really into arfu because he actually interested in practicing a lot of different kinds of musical instruments.
Yes.
Wow, that's awesome. So in Okinawa, it would be a kucho, right? It looks very
Yeah,
similar
it's
to a
very
kucho.
similar. Yes.
Wow.
Probably
And it's called eru.
yeah. One more time.
The instruments?
Yeah.
It's arfu, right?
Arfu.
Arfu.
I will probably
In Japanese, we call it niko.
Nico. Okay.
Niko.
Nico. Arfu. Arfu. Wow. This is awesome. I love this photo, and thank you so much for sharing your family photos with us. So I wanted to go back because your brother and sister, and you have these matching aloha shirts on right now.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit more about the shirts? I mean, that's an amazing design. I love it.
Yeah, actually, my mother made this pair of shirts, aloha shirts. I knew about this wonderful opportunity since a couple of months ago, and then I told my mother about this wonderful opportunity coming up soon, and then she actually made a pair of shirts for us.
Oh, that's amazing. So she made these matching shirts especially for this show.
Yes.
Wow. すごいお母さん。
I did not make this hat, but this is special for the show too.
I love it. I love the colors. I love the design. That's amazing.
Thank you.
It's beautiful. I love it. So when you were living in Tokunoshima, what inspired you to learn the sanshin and pick up the sanshin and learn about it?
Because the Tokunoshima has really unique culture and people love singing, dancing. Music is always people's in their lives, and I was really inspired by how they are so excited when they are singing and dancing. So I wanted to try and join with them together and feel the island culture closer. That's why I started learning Shima uta. My brother might have different reasons.
いつきさんは、why did you become inspired to learn music? 奄美スタイルなんか三振とか。まあ最初は did you I'm sorry, I'm gonna butcher this name again. Erhu.
Yeah. So the first time I play the Amami drum with my family. Yeah. So my parents play something too. So when I was a very younger, so I play drum. After so I came to the Tokunoshima, I play sanshin with my sister, with older sister. Yeah.
Nice. So for those of you who can see their sanshin, it looks just like the Okinawa sanshin, but it's a little bit different, right?
Yes. They are slightly different from the Okinawan sanshin, even though it looks really same. But we have different strings. They are thinner than Okinawan sanshin, and it has higher sound. And we have he's showing, but we have different kinds of pick. Is that how you say it in English?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
pick. We use a bamboo stick instead of horn.
It looks very thin.
Yes.
Very interesting. I
Almost
can't
like
wait.
a chopstick, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like chopsticks.
Oh, I'm so excited to hear what the music sounds like.
I think for
Very
those of you who
excited.
are used to hearing Okinawan music, you can tell right away that it's similar, but tell right away also that it's a little bit different.
Yeah. And then, love to, you're talking about Amami.
Here.
Yeah, here's a map of the Amami Islands in the red, right? Okinawa is on the bottom left.
Yes.
And I'm excited because I was told that Itsuki actually drew this map, designed and drew this map, put it together. So
Thank
he's
you.
an artist as well too.
さすが。
すごいね、本当に。
ありがとうございます。
So tell us a little bit about, so my understanding is the Amami Islands used to be part of the Ryukyu Ogoku, Ryukyu Kingdom. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Well, I actually have a cheat sheet to explain about the brief history of Amami Islands. Amami Islands, those areas that colored in red, is used to be separated from other areas like mainland Japan or Okinawa, Ryukyu, until about 14th century. And people lived agrarian lifestyle, and they also participated in international trade by exporting items. But from the 15th century, Ryukyu Islands kind of came to Ryukyu Kingdom came to Amami Islands, and Amami became under Ryukyu Kingdom's control. So at this time, Amami Islands received a strong influence from Ryukyu Kingdom. But from the 17th century, actually, Satsuma, which is the southernmost domain of mainland Japan, which is now today's Kagoshima prefecture, invaded the Amami Island, Ryukyu area, and then Amami Islands became Satsuma's sugarcane plantation. So at this time, Amami Islands received the influence from the mainland side. So there are different historical phases. So Amami received different kinds of influences from different areas, and then they also developed their own culture as well. So the Amami folk music is actually reflecting those different phases of historical changes.
It's fascinating.
Pretty amazing. Yeah, fascinating. And from my understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, even within the Amami Islands, which is depicted in the red islands, the different islands have different languages or differences in culture. Is that right?
Yes. Yeah, there are actually big differences even between these islands. Languages are different, and music is also a little different, and the local cultures are sometimes different. The language is sometimes even like mutually unintelligible, like if they are really far away from each other. Like even within the village, actually, not between the islands, but like each village has its own kind of language or dialect or culture. Because the Amami folk music used to be a representation of each village or community.
Oh,
Sounds like Okinawa ね。
yeah.
沖縄の中で
Just
も
like
いろん
Okinawa.
な
Different languages. And,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Wow, this is fascinating, and I'm so glad we're able to feature um, this. And do you have any photos of Amami, or is it Tokunoshima you have photos of, or Amami?
Yeah, I think we have this.
Oh.
This is the beach of neighbor. Actually, it's close to where we were living.
Wow,
that
look
is
how
so
clear the
beautiful.
water is.
So clear.
Yeah. Okay. What do we have
Wow,
next?
wow, wow.
Oh, what kind
This
of?
is actually a view from our house. It was
Oh,
really nice
wow.
view.
So there's a farm and then the ocean is right there.
Kind of looks
And from
like certain parts of
Wow.
Hawaii or even certain parts of Okinawa too, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
Wow.
Oh, where is this?
It's a cliff, different side of ocean. We have beaches, but we have this kind of like cliffs. Yeah,
Rocky area.
rocky area
No
too.
beach.
Very
Wow.
cool. Where is this? Is this the port?
This is a port where the ferry comes, and a lot of people in the island use ferry as a major transportation to go to Kagoshima or Okinawa or other islands, neighboring islands.
Wow, this reminds me a lot of when I was in Okinawa. Yeah, ferries were a big, definitely a way that people got from island to island, and I'm super excited to learn more about, what our neighbors, technically right now, like, right, Amami is part of Kagoshima now, right? But like,
Mm,
when I heard Iroha play it for the first time, it definitely was this melding of
Yeah.
yes.
cultures. And I'm really excited to share that with everyone today. Oh, so talented. So tell us about the first song I think you wanted to share with us today.
Okay. Our first song is called Shima Asabana. Um, Asabana is actually one of the most popular song categories in Amami Islands, and Shima Asabana is one of them. So there are various kinds of Asabana songs in Amami Islands, and the Asabana song is an auspicious song that is usually performed at the beginning of celebration or event or parties and stuff. This particular Shimasabana is saying that today is a great day and I wish every other day will be like today. So this is a really happy song.
All
I
right.
like that.
Asabana. So
Well, we're
let
going to
them,
give you a little bit of a break. We're going to so to prepare for the next song, and
great history
wow,
lesson.
that's
TJ.
awesome. Yeah, I've been always told, the different, the islands near Okinawa. There's so many, and there's so, each island has a different culture that just blows my mind. Even different languages, and I was when I was talking to Iroha and Itsuki earlier, they were saying that because Tokunoshima is a little bit closer to Okinawa, their culture and music tend to have a kind of pull in a lot more Ryukyuan influences than say Amami Oshima, which is apparently the biggest island or the most populous island in the Amami Islands, and so very interesting. I would love to go there.
Yes.
I
And I
think we
think,
should have a Yuntaku Amami special, and we should be sent there to
yeah.
do investigating. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So
All right. Let's see. Are they ready to bring on? Are they ready?
looks
If
like they're
not,
almost ready.
okay. I'm
So
so
are
excited
you?
that they've been able to come on as brother sister. I know that Ido has been teaching many of us in the HUOA about Amami Oshima. Most of us had never really thought of all the islands that are above Okinawa that are now part of
Mhm.
Kagoshima prefecture, but are culturally very close to Okinawa. And I think for a lot of us, this is our first time really learning about those similarities and the differences. And I think it's really neat that we have all these different cultures within, and a lot of us see the different cultures we have even within Okinawa. Just like the language differences between Okinawa Honto, Miyakojima, and Ishigaki. They're totally different
Yeah.
languages.
Yeah.
So um, hard to keep up, right? And then within
I
Okinawa,
know.
every city and village seem to have its own dialect, and just like that, and that's funny, right? Like that's the same thing that happened up there, and so
Yeah.
just really
I
neat to
can't
see
wait
those
to explore
similarities.
someday. Someday. I think they are ready now. So
Okay.
Shima Asabana. Yeah.
さき
いつゆれもまさき
いつまきゅぬくとにあらちまたたぶれへいへい高さ実のぶてわうやしまみりば
わうやしまみりば
まだにうつわりてゆむいむみりならんでしまやだぬしままかわるきやねあんど
かわるぎやねらんど
水にひかされてくつばぬまたかわって
Thank you.
Wow, sorry. That was awesome. It's live music I think is really, really wonderful, and thank you so much for sharing that with
That
us.
was amazing. So unique, yeah.
Yeah, I think for people who haven't heard it before, it's that mix of Japanese, what we consider
Sounds like shami. Yeah, sounds like
shamisen,
shamisen. Yeah.
and but mixed with Okinawan or Ryukyu, influences, and I think that's
Yeah.
because when I first looked at their instrument, I was like, that's a sanshin, and then I listened to it, and I was like, wait, that sounds different. Wait, you're using a different pitch, very, very interesting how it's all different. You like my new hat? I got a new hat.
Very nice. I have no other instruments to use.
Hey! How are you guys?
Sugoi,
Thank
sugoi.
you.
That was
Thank you.
beautiful.
Thank you so
Oh.
much.
そう、いつきさん、ちょっと今、いつきにちょっとインタビューしたいんだけど。
ソロしたからね。
Yeah, yeah. Tell us a little bit about yourself and growing up in Tokunoshima で子供の頃に住んでたんですか？それともなんかあちこち？ Tell us about yourself.
小学校、4年、3年生までメインランドの鹿児島メインランドの方に住んでて、そこから小学校4年生から、中学校、卒業まで6年間徳之島に住んでいました。
Oh, okay, so 小学校, so you were up to third grade, you were on mainland, Kagoshima, Kagoshima, and then from 小学校4年, about fourth grade to about eighth grade ね。中学校卒業してから maybe ninth grade, ハワイで ninth grade って言うんだね。You were on Tokunoshima. How many people are on Tokunoshima? Do you know? ごめん。
2万5千人 I don't know how to convert into
20,
English.
25,000.
25,000. Okay.
25,000, yes.
Wow. So
Wow,
that
what a
would,
big difference. Yeah.
yeah, that would be what compared to like Kauai? Maybe smaller than Kauai, yeah?
Yeah, I think smaller.
Wow,
Um,
wow, wow, wow. Man, that's amazing.
で、いつきさんも、なんかたくさん楽器 We heard that you played a lot of different instruments. Can you tell us
あ、
why you are interested in music?
うん。
And
ああ、そうですね。なんでか。
なんかいろんな
その、
楽
I
器。
そうですね。I interested in the music, so
Mhm.
many genre. So because of the traditional song or orchestra
Mhm.
and other foreign countries music and so on. So I tried practice sanshin, French horn, and Japanese flute, trumpet, and
Wow.
nowadays I trying to practice afu,
Awesome.
Chinese
Mm.
in music
何て言うの？
interest アフ
Awful.
に挑戦しています。はい。
おー、すご
That's
い
a
な。
wide range. French
真面目だ
horn.
ね。
Trumpet. あの、maybe you and Derek, okay? Right, like we have so many talented musicians who play multiple different instruments. で、いつきもね、一緒に何かできるのかな Maybe you can play Hawaiian ukulele and guitar too next. Slacky
Man,
guitar.
you could join a Hawaii band over here.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I don't think
I
there's
would
very
like
many
to
people.
I'd
Yeah.
like to try it.
Okay.
And put a little bit of Amami twist to it. Amami influence to it, yeah, to the music. Amami Hawaiian music. Oh.
That would be
すごい
so cool. So you're here in Hawaii to go to school, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Next spring start the college. So
Mhm.
I go to the college and study study English.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Are you going to KCC too? Kapiolani Community
Yeah.
College?
Yeah, KCC.
Following in your sister's footsteps, ne?
Yeah. That's
すごいす
awesome.
ごいよ。I'm so glad that we are able to kind of continue this tradition of, bringing together cultures. よかったね、ハワイに来て。
Itsuki,
大学
I know you're studying English, right? 英語習ってるんでしょ？
英語。
今英語か。
英語か。
And then I know you have aspirations to study more. Was it marine biology?
So I'm interested in marine biology. So because I lived in Tokunoshima. Tokunoshima has many kind of tropical fishes. So Hawaii has those same colorful fishes. So I want to major in marine biology in the future.
Very good,
That's
very
awesome.
good. Well, you're in the right
I
place.
know, definitely. I know UH has an amazing program here too. I've
Yeah.
been told.
Yeah, you're like,
I
but
don't
it's
know anything
definitely
about
world
it.
class, right? So, すごい。So we're so excited to have both of you on here, and I know you have another song too, right? That you want to share with us. Can you tell us a little bit about your next song? Let me see.
Okay, so the next song is called Ikyunyakana. Ikyunyakana, this song is also one of the most popular common songs in Amami Islands, but this one is sad song that kind of describes the separation between people, including someone who you love is leaving the island or someone who you love is dying. So even though it's a really sad song and expresses sadness. It's kind of representing the Amami folk music. It's really one of the best known song, and it has really beautiful melody and beautiful lyrics too.
Wonderful. So I think we'll let them get set up for their next song. And I think it's really cool that we're being able to, well, I want to give a shout out to UH and the KCC program. There's a lot of people who've come through Kapiolani Community College who have come to Hawaii, and they have a great English learning program. There are multiple learning programs within UH, but I know many people have come through that program in particular. So, yay KCC and UH
Oh, yay.
for giving them opportunities to come to Hawaii. We're gonna get into this a little bit later, but Iroha's journey to Hawaii actually, involved her participation in our high school student exchange program back in whenever she was in high school, which really wasn't that long ago, but like 5 years
Crazy,
ago.
yeah.
Yeah.
I love that they're so passionate about the culture and learning music. I wish I was like that when I was their age or younger, right?
True,
So,
right?
本当真面目。いいね。
Yeah. They're so mature, yeah. For I think Itsuki, he said he's like what, 19?
19, yeah. すごい、
Oh
すごい、
man.
すごい。
And that, we can show even, our very young people who are in their teens still yet are very passionate about their culture and very passionate about preserving traditions and things like that. And I think that's really wonderful. Okay. Are they ready?
They are.
All right. Let's bring back Iroha and Itsuki for Ikyunyakana.
つらい息苦さすらみしょら春道
目覚めてるやゆながとめぬさめてわきゃかなくと
Wow, sugoi, sugoi.
That was awesome.
That was amazing.
Beautiful.
So beautiful.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Something about that
I-
that tune and the melody just strikes me. I feel like Amami music is one of my favorite, I have to say.
Yeah, I think um, there's a tone to it that I think for many of us who are used to hearing Okinawan music is very, it kind of pulls us in and it's like, sounds familiar yet different. Yeah. And so
Yeah.
um, thank you again, Iroha and
Thank
Itsuki, for
you.
sharing with me.
Yay!
I
That was
forgot.
amazing.
I have a new hat.
Beautiful voice. Oh,
I have a new
hey,
hat.
so
Eh,
Lynn, every time you change hats, you're supposed to pass it on to me.
Oh, sorry.
Somehow. I don't know how. We're working
Oh,
on that
not like
technology. Hopefully Zoom can figure that out.
Yeah. Next time. Next. Oh man, but thank you. So Iroha. So Itsuki told us, he spent some of his childhood in main part of Kagoshima and then Tokunoshima. How about you? Where did you spend the most of your childhood? Did you also live other places?
Yes, I also spent my childhood in Tokunoshima, and I actually went to high school in Okinawa. So I lived in Okinawa for 3 years too.
Oh, where in Okinawa did you go to high school?
In Naha?
Naha. Naha Koko? Naha?
No,
Eh?
Okinawa Shogaku High School.
Okay, okay.
It's a
And
private
then,
school.
hi. And then tell us about your experience as a high school student on the Hawaii Okinawa Student Exchange Program.
Oh yes, I actually joined the UHI program, um, which is held annually by Okinawa and Hawaii, United Hawaii Okinawa Association, and I came here. I think it was 2015 or 16. I don't remember exactly, but I came here as an Okinawan high school student at the time, and I did a homestay, and I went to Mililani High School for 2 weeks,
Yay.
and I experienced different like various kind of cultural exchanges, like both Hawaiian culture and Okinawan culture mixing together, and it was really wonderful experience, and which made me want to come to Hawaii for college.
Wow. And you did.
Yes, I did.
That's amazing.
Yeah, no, I'm loving this. It makes us, for those of us who, have dealt with the Hawaii Okinawa Student Exchange Program this year is actually its 30th anniversary, and to hear stories like Iroha's just makes us feel all so very happy that we continue to do this. We want to make sure that we continue to do this because Iroha is actually one of many students who experienced the student exchange program as a high school student and then found their way back to Hawaii. Yeah.
That's right. And then from my understanding too, you even got a little bit more interested in Okinawan culture. So you started taking dance lessons, right?
Yes, Okinawan dance class. I started learning here in Hawaii.
Wow, 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 wow. That's with
Tell
the
us a little bit about
Senjukai,
that.
Tamagosukuryu
Yes,
Senjukai Hawaii.
Tamagaskuru Senjukai.
So were you,
Wow.
I think you were probably part of that first time we did a Yuntaku and then definitely for Virtual Okinawan Festival too, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
All the videos that Tamaguskuri Senjukai, Francis Nakachi sensei. Um, so just
It's like
rounding out all yeah.
somebody recognized her too, Shikina.
Yeah. Oh man. So did you happen to play, and I think this is why people remembered you, did you happen to play your Amami Sanshin at our farewell party? Our aloha party? Or did they
I don't remember exactly, but I
Well,
have had a
Bonemon?
couple of during the Yuhi program, you mean?
Yes. Yeah.
No, I actually didn't play Amami folk music during the Yuhi program.
Oh,
I practiced the Asadoya Yunta with other students, and then I performed the Okinawan music. at the Aloha
Oh,
Very
party.
good. Very good. Actually, now I remember. I think the first time I remember seeing you was actually on Sherry Tamashiro's Facebook page.
yeah, you performed at the Okinawa Festival, right? 2 years ago.
There was
Yes, like after I came to Hawaii for college, I have had a chance to a couple of opportunities to perform Amami folk music in various occasions like Okinawa Festival.
so
So
tell us,
awesome.
yeah, that's
Such
such
a
an
small
awesome.
world.
So somebody had a question about the sanshin. Is it exactly the same as the one in Okinawa, or is it different tuning? But you said the strings are thinner, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Um, because Amami folk music has more freedom in expression compared to Okinawan sanshin because we don't have iemoto system and the tuning is really like it's based on your voice.
oh,
So we don't use like any tuner or we sometimes use for how do you say like uh, pair song and stuff, but we don't actually use tuner or like there's some special tuning or official
interesting.
tuning. Yeah.
So it's tuned to you, kind of personally.
Yes.
That's really
Oh.
interesting. Wow, I had no idea that that was even a thing. Sorry, I had to take off my hat. My hat was itchy. Um, but I know Travis is talking about. I've seen this video of you performing, and it was on Sherry's Facebook page, and it's at KCC, and I was like, wait, that looks like a Sanshin, but it sounds different. Like, what is this? And that's how I think many of us. That was the first time ever we'd ever heard Amami, the different style of Amami music, or Tokunoshima maybe. I don't remember what song it was, but and then to come to find out that you actually participated in our Hawaii Okinawa student exchange program was even more exciting for a lot of
Yes. Mhm.
Mind blowing.
yeah. So you're still studying at UH Manoa, right?
Yes. I have
So
one more semester to go.
one more
Oh.
semester.
One more
Okay.
semester.
And you're doing a research project, I understand.
Yes.
And
Yes.
can you tell us about your really interesting research project and how it relates to your Amami, the culture?
Mm. I'm actually selected for an undergraduate students research opportunity for next semester. So I will be working on my research project from the early January, and this project is focused on the role of social media or like internet-based media in the preservation process of Amami folk music, especially among the younger generation. So I will be interviewing with a couple of local folk singers, and I will be exploring different kind of online sources that talks about the Amami folk music. So I'm really excited to start my research project, because I can write a paper or make presentation in English and share this wonderful culture to people in the different countries.
Wow,
It's
wow, wow.
fascinating. We can use this
Yeah.
video.
Yes.
This
Yes.
video.
Did they have like this type of live streaming program on Tokunoshima that you're aware of?
I'm not really aware of those programs, but um, I will contact with like people in Tokunoshima that
Maybe
I
they
will
can
be
start their
doing this
own.
project. Yes.
いや、なんていうのかな、ユンタクって徳之島の
Ah,
言葉で。
言葉.
I don't really know the particular word, but they do a similar thing with Okinawan. Like they gather in a beach or gather in somebody's house and chat and talk and play sanshin, sing songs and dance.
That sounds perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all have that sense of just getting together. I think Hawaiians call it kanikapila, right?
Mhm.
Oh,
And that's that's great. I'm super excited for your research project actually, and I hope that even our this Yuntaku live show can kind of be a boost for your research. And I'm
Mhm.
yeah,
excited that you're
absolutely.
gonna get to record this and you can show it to people all over the world.
You have to come back on the show and tell us, give us a report.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Your 議論かな thesis が。Um, So I know you have another song that you want to perform for us. So can you tell us about your next song?
Okay. Our last song is called Iking Kuduki. Iking Kuduki is actually kind of similar to Okinawan Kuduchi style songs. So maybe some people like realize that oh it sounds kind of familiar, but like we have the Kuduchi style songs in Tokunoshima or Amami Islands too, and this Ikin Kuduki song is it has a lot of verses, and each verse talks about the important life lessons, like the ideal lifestyle for farmers, or like importance of studying hard, or how to maintain a human relation, like harmonious human relationship, and so on. So it's really interesting song, and but it's really long. It has more than 10 verses. So today we will be singing only half of them, like shortened version. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoy.
Iking Kuduchi.
Iking
Okay, so
Kuduki. Yes.
Kuduki, ごめん. Kuduki.
So
Kuduchi じゃなくて
I think
Kuduki.
so. From my understanding, I think some of you may be aware. When you say kuduchi, you probably are familiar with the song Nudui Kuduchi,
Kuduchi.
Kudai Kuduchi, Kudai Kuduchi. I should know all this stuff, but I guess a similar tune to that. So
Yeah.
it'd be interesting. I'm sure someone out there knows how that tune kind of just went to Tokunoshima and they kind of spun it, or not spun it, but just made it their own. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember, I got to hear them practicing a little bit, and I kind of perked up. I was like, oh, what song is that? Right? Because it sounds like
Yeah.
Nubui Kuduchi or something like that, we have in our Okinawan dance repertoire. And I'm trying to think, that was like the third or fourth song that Nakasami Sensei taught us back in the day. But
Yeah.
Honen Kuduchi. Yeah, there's a lot of Kuduchi is a
Yeah.
type, right? I should say. But I'm super excited that like this kind of will go right into Iroha's project in terms of like how a lot of young people actually are very interested in culture, folk music, and preserving it. And this is one really good example that we'll be able to anyone hopefully who types in Amami Oshima or something, or how do they find there can't be that many videos, right, on social
Yeah.
media about Amami folk music. So hopefully we'll be able to inspire some of the kids out there to start their own YouTube channels and things like that.
Yeah. Absolutely. And amazing with this use of Zoom and video meeting technology. I imagine in the past you would probably I would imagine to do that kind of a project you would have to fly over there and actually interview people, but now you can just do it over the internet. I mean, I still would prefer to go over there
Right.
and
I
interview the
still,
people, right? But I'm just trying to imagine how you would do. Just going to school nowadays with learning all online it just blows my
yeah,
mind.
I know something that we thought was not really feasible a year ago has been something that they are, we're all doing every day now. So, okay.
Yep.
Um,
So it looks like they are ready.
oh, are they ready? Okay. Let's see.
か話なし売るか売らぬか話なし
カンナルトゥテンヌイキンクルキ置いても若さも一民勝利朝夕はスリランゴン上下
Oh,
I have a wow.
that was awesomeness.
I'm trying to think. Oh, it was like I said. You kind of mentioned that it's similar but different, right? And I
Yeah.
love that. I think many people who've seen Okinawan dance, especially, will recognize that tune right away. Yeah, so cool. So that was Iking Kuduki.
King Kuru. Yeah. Wow, that was
Say
amazing.
Kuduchi, but they say Kuduki. Yeah, very very cool.
Hey.
お疲れ様です。本当に。
Thank you.
Thank
That
you.
was so beautiful. So I'm curious, right? Because when you were singing that song, I automatically think, not automatically, but I'm thinking Nuduri Kuduchi, so someone
Yeah.
dancing. In Tokunoshima, do they have like similar to Okinawan dance? Are there dancers that dance to Tokunoshima music?
Amami or Tokunoshima, they don't have the like formalized dance like Ryukyu Buyo, but like they have similar to kachashi, freestyle dance. So
Nice.
like we do like kachashi, similar thing with kachashi every
Really?
time.
Very
Ooh,
good.
you wouldn't happen to know that. Put you on the
I know.
spot. You didn't get a chance to practice. So that's a leisure.
No, that's really fascinating, I think, for a lot of us. And maybe I wanted to get your thoughts on when you started learning Ryukyu Buyo. Did you see a lot of the similarities in many of the songs? And just like, I'm trying to think of how, familiar and yet different things must have sounded to you when you started taking Okinawan dance lessons.
Similarity with Amami.
Yeah, and differences. Yeah.
Oh, actually, I think the Ryukyu and Okinawan dance is quite different from the Amami folk music.
Right.
So like the first of all melody is different, and the Amami doesn't have like really formal dances like Ryukyu-byo.
Yeah,
So
like
I always feel like I'm learning something new while I'm dancing Okinawan dance. But sometimes I feel that the lyrics are a little similar, or because like the Ryuka style song like exists in Amami Islands too. There are some songs that has 8886. Is that right? Like the Ryuka style. Yeah, syllable. So the rhythm is a little
Rhythm, yeah.
similar to Okinawan dances. Yes.
Fascinating.
Wow.
That's really, really awesome. And thank you so much for introducing, this to us. I think for many of us, this is the first time for many of us to hear songs from Amami and kind of get to know a little bit about the history and the map. I think the map was really cool. So thank you, Itsuki, for drawing the map. Because I will admit, when I first heard Amami Oshima and then I'm not Izu, Tokunoshima, I had to Google Map. I had to Google Maps and figure out where it was in relation to Okinawa. But I think looking at the history, this is a great history lesson for a lot of us, and I'm so glad. So, sorry, how do you say? Is it Oboraden? Or am I
Oboradani. Oboradaren.
Oboradaren? Is that both feminine?
Oboradaren.
Oboradaren. Wow. She got it already. Oboradareng. So is that how you would say thank you at the end of something? Oboradareng.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Well, I wanted to thank you guys for joining us tonight. I hope we can make you proud, make your mother proud, and make
I
everybody.
know. I hope she's watching right now.
Yeah, but thank you very much for a wonderful opportunity. Like it was a great honor to be here and share Amami culture, Amami folk music to a lot of audiences.
Around the world.
I think the pleasure, yeah,
Thank you so
pleasure is
much.
all ours. Thank you so much, and I wish you so well, Iroha Itsuki, for Itsuki. You just starting school. You're just starting your life journey in Hawaii. Hopefully, we stay connected
Stay longer.
and yeah, stay longer. And then Iroha, same to you as well too. We hope you continue your journey with dancing and senjukai and yeah, very very excited for you guys.
Oboradareng.
Oboradaren. Oboradaren.
Oboradareng. Ippei debu.
And then, wow, to Lynn, Iroha, Itsuki, all the audiences out there, this is from my understanding, I shouldn't say my
Yes.
understanding.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is the last show of the year.
Yes, we're
Right?
gonna take a little bit of a holiday break. So we're gonna give ourselves a little bit of a rest. We've been doing this every Tuesday since April 14th. So really, really glad that everyone's kind of come along with us. A beautiful way to end our season, I would say, first season of Yuntaku Live.
34 episodes.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
34
And I
episodes.
appreciate everybody's flexibility, your support episode after episode. We had a lot of hiccups, along the way with sound and video and things.
Still learning.
Yeah, it's still learning. So we appreciate everybody for supporting us. We're excited to come back next year, bigger and better, and share more of our culture with you and then to the world. So
Yeah.
excited for
So
more things, new things to come.
for those of you who are watching, make sure you like and subscribe. Tell your friends to like and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button so that you get notified when our next Yuntaku Live video does come out in 2021. And we do want to ask people, since you are our loyal audience, if there are things that you would really like to see in the future. We might change up the schedule a little bit. Might do a little bit more in-depth things. But if there's ideas that you have, please share them with us. We're going to try and map out a whole editorial calendar, and just to think, DJ, right? Like we're gonna take this little show that we thought was just gonna be, we'll just try it from your living room, from my living room, in the middle of a pandemic, and to see it really blossom and grow, and be a vehicle that we've been able to share our culture with so many different people. So we want to say a very deep Ippei Nihei Debitan, and thank you to all of you for the support this year, and Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year, and we'll see you.
Debut to all the cultural practitioners that make this show amazing.
Right?
So they're
really the stars. I mean, the stars of the show are the people we feature, the topics that we feature, and it's been a wonderful, wonderful thing that we've been able to share with our community. So mahalo, and we will see you soon. So we have
Happy holidays, everybody.
Happy holidays.
Happy New Year.
Yay.